How's it going, guys? Today we are comparing the Wolfgang WG Standard with the Wolfgang Special. Let's go. Now, the sole purpose of this video is to decide which is the best Wolfgang for you. Everyone's needs and wants are different as musicians as well as budgets. So the whole idea of this video is to come to an informed verdict and decide which one is best for you as a musician, not what's best overall, so to speak. As an EVH connoisseur, I've been demoing EVH products with Fender for a long time now. This video isn't sponsored by Fender in any way, but what I'm trying to tell you is I've had a lot of experience with EVH guitars and I've gotten to know the product range really rather well. Just to give you an idea of the sort of stuff I've done in the past, that Frankie, which you can see up there, when I demoed that originally, I got the first one in Europe before Anderton's even. And when I first had it, I wasn't allowed to tell people I'd got it. I just had to make the video and send it off through the press, and I never saw the guitar again, and then I ended up buying my own. Short story over. Let's talk about the Wolfgang Special. This is the middle of the range Wolfgang. It retails for about £1,000 in the UK. You've got a basswood body, a quilted veneer top here. I got really lucky with this one. Tops do vary, of course. A Floyd FRT 1000 bridge with the EVH logo down there. It's got the detuner on it, which I absolutely love. There's no backplate whatsoever. It is completely and utterly decked, as my friend Adam would say. A volume and a tone. Beautiful low friction Burns pot down here, Burns or Borns, I don't know how you pronounce it. I've never gotten that right ever on this channel, I don't think. You've got EVH Wolfgang pickups seen here in parchment, which I think goes really well with the chlorine burst finish. A roasted maple neck. Not all Wolfgang Specials have roasted maple necks, but this particular one does, as does the Standard, which we're going to see a little later. You've got a 12 to 16 inch compound radius, jumbo frets, Floyd Rose FRT 1000 locking nut there, and EVH branded die-cast tuners. Other cool little details, this is a carved top as well. It's not a flat top as you would see on the EVH Wolfgang WG Standard. That about rounds it off for the EVH Wolfgang Special specifications. Let's move over to the WG Standard. This is the Wolfgang WG Standard. This is the bottom of the range Wolfgang. It retails for about £450, so half the price of the Special. But there are some pretty big differences, but also some rather interesting similarities, which we'll get to shortly. But some of you will also have noticed that this is the exotic version, which comes with a zero coat top and a roasted maple neck and fingerboard. A conventional WG Standard comes with just a straight up maple neck and fingerboard and no pretty top of any kind, unless you buy one of the bursts, like a mango burst or something, which has a maple veneer, like the Special, which you just saw. Just to take a look at the specs, you have a basswood body with a forearm contour and a belly cut, which is something you don't get on the more expensive Wolfgangs, which I think is bizarre because it's super comfortable to have those there, especially on a guitar which is a little bit smaller in nature compared to, say, a Strat, so it really hugs your body when you've got this belly cut back here, which is nice, and I prefer it, personally. Here's a deal breaker. You've got a Floyd Rose Special as opposed to an FRT 1000, and for those of you who are in the market to do Van Halen style, constant whammy abuse and Judgment Day style playing on one of these guitars, it's not for you, I'm afraid. But if you're like me, who only uses the bar occasionally for the odd, and that's it, you're going to get on just fine because you're not putting yourself in the way of seeing the flaws of having a cheaper Floyd. It stays in tune really well for big bends and all of that stuff. Another informed source, a very good friend of mine, Adam Gibbons, he happens to be an EVH nerd like myself, and he gigs with a Wolfgang WG Standard pretty much every single weekend and has done for the last 4 years. And he has not done a single upgrade apart from maybe some FU tone springs, and he's never had a single problem with the bridge whatsoever. He uses the bar a lot more than I do, so everyone's cases are different. How's it going, guys? Last time I jammed with Adam, I found out that he had put a detuner on his Standard and replaced a saddle because it finally went after 4 years of gigging. Other than that, no other modifications whatsoever apart from FU tone springs. Back to the video. You get the same humbuckers as you'd find in the Special, and I've got to tell you, they sound literally no different from one another, and also they don't really sound any different to that of a USA-made Wolfgang either. I'm really not joking. I've AB'd one in a shop before now, like a Wolfgang Custom versus one of these, and you can't tell the difference. If anyone tells you any different, they're talking a load of shit. Oh, the video cut off, that was weird. You get typical Fender pots as opposed to Bourne's low friction pots as you'd find in a Special or a USA-made model. And in terms of necks and playability, it's literally no different than that of an expensive Wolfgang. Same 12 to 16 inch radius, same big frets, same profile, same everything. When it comes to the tuners, I think they're slightly different. I think they're just typical Fender tuners. They aren't branded like the more expensive Wolfgangs. Other than that, they are very, very similar. They do exactly the same thing really, really well. They both rock out equally. But the main difference, as I say, between a Special and a Standard is its cheaper hardware. When it comes to the pickup switch though, some of you are probably waiting for me to mention this. The Standard that I have here is as per Eddie's spec, down for the neck, up for the bridge. Whereas the Special I have is the normal way around, up for the neck and down for the bridge. And it seems to be hit and miss as to what you get, which I think is interesting from Fender. Now for my general consensus and verdict, I think the WG Standard is far better value for money. Straight up. For the price you get unbelievable playability, great tones, and find slightly cheaper hardware, slightly cheaper electronics, but it depends on what you're doing. As I said before, one of my mates gigs with one of these every weekend and it took him years to experience any kind of problems. And the WG Special, I'd say, is for a far more avid Van Halen fan. It's got better hardware. Find the detuner's really cool if you want to go into drop tunings, but you get the same playability, basically the same sounds as the Standard and indeed a USA Wolfgang. It all just comes down to how much really do you use the bar. In short, I love them both equally and I use them both for different things. I think they're both awesome and really, really great guitars for the money. Definitely check them out. That is all. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey.